Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm actually here, my son moved out. That's part of the reason why you haven't seen a video in the last month. Been pretty busy kind of helping him get settled into his new place. So I figured what a better place to do a video from his office. So really quickly, a month ago I was talking about the federal budget that came out, and there really wasn't much done in terms of having an impact on the market. They didn't do anything around capital gains. However, since then, there was obviously on the provincial level, you had Charles Sousa that met with obviously the federal minister, and they've implemented a couple new things, and it was immediately into effect. One was that 15% foreign tax, tax on foreign buyers. So let me give you my quick 2 cents on that. I didn't think that was enough to change the market, because if you look at those foreign buyers, there was a lot of exemptions on that tax. If the kids went to school here for more than 2 years, they were exempt. If the person then lived here for more than 4 years, they were exempt. If you look at the people who are these foreign buyers, why are they coming here? Number one, there's a couple of reasons. One of the key reasons is education. So their kids are going to school here, so they'd be exempt. So I looked at the numbers after this was implemented, and I'm still seeing foreign buyers. If you look at some of these communities, more where there's a lot of Asian interest, and I'm like, for example, in Glen Abbey in Oakville, or it's going to be in Joshua Creek, we're still seeing houses sell at unprecedented prices. And if I look at the agents who are involved in the purchase, like the cooperative brokerage, their names are Asian. Doesn't mean their clients are Asian, but I can assume maybe they are. So it really didn't have an impact, or did it? It did, because what happened is everybody else thought this was going to be the prick or the pin that burst the bubble. And all of a sudden there was a lot of fear in the market. That fear, you're going to see now, I'm going to show you some raw data, like real-time data on the MLS system, particularly within the Oakville board, that's going to show you how this impacted the market. And really, it is the fear. It was fear that now you're seeing less buyers buying, and you're seeing more sellers now putting their house on the market thinking, hey, I want to still be able to cash out the top dollar. So what we're going to look at right now is going to be some raw data on the MLS system. Okay guys, so what we're looking at right now is the regional system. This is what agents have access to within the Oakville board, covers Milton, Burlington, and so forth. The key thing that I look for every morning when I'm having my coffee is try to look at what's happening within the market. I'm taking a 7-day rolling period here. So this is going to be all listings within Oakville, whether it's a townhouse, condominium, it doesn't matter. It's all listings, all sales. And what we see over a 7-day rolling period, the key thing that I'm looking at here that's changing dramatically is we're going to see there's 28 listings that decreased their price over the last 7 days, 16 that increased their price. Why is people increasing their price after they've listed? It's because they were probably holding offers, and unlike before, they're not getting the offer that they wanted, and as a result of that, they're now increasing to the price which they actually wanted or desired when they actually were listed a little lower at a price point where they were holding. So that is unusual, because before everything was pretty much selling. And then the decrease, obviously that's somebody probably listed a little too high, maybe the house doesn't show so well. Literally a month earlier, even the crappiest homes were selling. Now we're seeing 28 houses that actually decreased their price. What's the most telling right now is the inventory. If you look at this green line, there's 191 new listings in the last 7 days in Oakville. And of those 191 new listings, only 68 actually sold in the last 7 days. So when you look at the amount of new inventory, even after the sales, you still have 130 new listings. So imagine this, imagine next week, there's also another 130 new listings that aren't selling. Now you have 260. So it becomes this kind of a bit of a snowball effect potentially. But if you compare this to what's the average closing, if somebody buys a house, typically they're closing in 60 days or 90 days. So if you look back, literally houses that were actually purchased and actually closing now, where the new buyer is taking title, there's about 106. So it's almost double of of the current sales now in the last 7 days. So that tells me that we're seeing the market like literally about half the amount of sales. But if you look at the inventory, an unprecedented amount of inventory. And again, why is that? It goes back to what we talked a little bit earlier. All right, guys, so that's quite a bit of information. And all I can tell you is that having said all of this, it just, more than ever, we need to be really strategic in when we're buying. We want to make sure we're not overpaying. And sometimes I see still people going into multiple offer and grossly overpaying. It's like maybe they were on vacation for the last 3 weeks or a month. Secondly, if you're selling, it's not every single property you put on the market is going to sell like hotcakes. You need to be a lot more strategic on how the house looks across on MLS. So everything from photos to staging to the time that it gets listed, the price that it gets listed at. You probably want to avoid from listing things and holding offers, because as you can see that a lot of people are failing in doing that. So if you're considering buying or selling and you have some questions or concerns, always feel free to give us a call. You could visit us at thefurtadogroup.com, reach us that way, or you can email me directly at Ruben@Ruben@rockstarbrokerage.com. So until next time, guys, take care.